Hi, welcome to Shapeshift episode number 0. My name's Amber. You may know me from another AP podcast called Evil Is As Evil Does that's also on the Geekspective network. If not, no worries, it's totally cool. Maybe you found me on Twitter. I'm Rocket Orca on there. Or you might actually know me and you've been excited about me starting this podcast that I've been planning for like the last 7 months. Anyway, it doesn't really matter how you got here. What's important is that you are here, listening to me talk about nothing really. So let's change that. Here's something that I want to talk about. What is this podcast deal? I've been playing tabletop RPGs for the last decade or so. I started out in 3.5 D&D, and I'm actually still playing it. I've dabbled in Pathfinder. I've played a bunch of random retro systems. And I got into a thing called Fourth Core for a little bit, then Dungeon World kind of blew my mind open when it came to role-playing. I've always played. I've never GM'd. Well, that's not technically true. I did run a Pathfinder module once. Terribly. I flubbed a lot of the mechanics and I stuck 100% to what the module laid out, and I ended up TPKing. It was such a nerve-wracking experience that I never really wanted to do it ever again. Until now, 10 years later. I've been feeling more confident in myself as a player and in general, actually. And I've been inspired by a lot of my friends and other AP podcasts I listen to try my hand at GMing. Again. And to stick with it this time. That's what Shapeshift is. It's my transformation from being a player into becoming a game master. To be honest, this is a very anxiety-inducing project for me. I'm super shy, I'm nervous, and I don't do well with being put on the spot or improving. But I want to do this badly enough that I'm willing to suffer just a bit for it. It'll be good for me and hopefully entertaining, educational, and inspiring for you. I'll mainly be focusing on one-shots as a way to ease myself into GMing. I'll be running as many systems and games as I possibly can for about a year and a half or so, until I feel capable handling longer formats, like mini-campaigns. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Since this is a gain skills and growth development project for me, the format of the podcast will focus on that. I'll run a game, and when it's done, there'll be a recap thoughts, constructive criticism part I'll hold with the players, where we share thoughts about the game, how it was ran, how I as a GM could do better or improve, what was enjoyable and what wasn't, that kind of deal. I personally love recap and hearing how things went, and I also love to talk. So I'm really looking forward to what my players think and having those kinds of discussions, and I hope you are too. So not to leave you with just a bunch of chatter from me, I thought it would be fun to run a quick 5-minute game with someone for this episode. I was inspired by the She's a Super Geek episode, number 48, where Senda ran a bunch of 5-minute RPGs using Evil Hat's It's Not My Fault cards, and I thought it would be a cool way to start off this podcast. Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Amber.
You ready to play a 5-minute RPG?
I spent 30 minutes preparing.
No, you did not. So, like I said, we're going to be playing just a 5-minute RPG that uses these cards to help us with this. It would be just a quick, short improv game. You already picked your character, right?
Yes, I'm an alchemist.
Oh, sweet. So, I've never played Fate Core before.
Me neither.
So I don't have fate dice. So I kind of like made these janky dice for you to roll.
They have stars on them.
They do have stars on them. So if you get a green star, it's +1. If you don't have a star, it's nothing. And if you get a red star, it's -1.
Okay, that's easy to remember.
Yeah, so you'll be using these to roll.
Who needs fate dice?
Well, I don't, obviously, because I've got stickers. You are an alchemist.
Yes. My name is Alan the Alchemist.
You're Alan the Alchemist.
Alan Smithy.
Alan Smithy. Do you want to draw it, or do you want me to draw it?
Let's leave it up to fate. I'll draw it.
So this is the Where Are You Now? You're in a caravan camp at an oasis.
Oh, nice. Getting a little bit of a drink of water.
I wonder why you're in this caravan camp as an alchemist.
Is that a cue to start role-playing?
You could. No, you can, but I'm going to say what brought you to this.
What brought me to this was a terrible curse haunts me.
Huh. Interesting. So you are... Let's see. How are we going to do this? Man, I am not good at improv. This is why I'm doing this goddamn podcast. Let's say that you're traveling with a caravan camp of adventurers going across a desert.
I mean, if I'm going to go across a desert, I want to be with as many people on a well-trodden trail as I can.
So you and this adventuring camp have been traveling, and you finally came to an oasis. Well, we'll say weeks. You and this caravan camp have been traveling across the desert for weeks, and you've arrived at a beautiful oasis. And the reason why you're traveling with this camp is you've been cursed. What's your curse?
I have a blackened left arm that's slowly creeping up my arm.
How did you get this curse? What were you doing?
I think I'm trying to put myself in a previous location. I picked up some kind of artifact, but I'm not sure where I picked it up.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I was hanging out I was exploring a pyramid, looking for some ancient alchemical artifacts, and I saw this weird black orb, and I picked it up. Okay. And the next day, my hand was black. The day after that, up to my elbow was black, and it creeps upward every day.
Okay, so let's say that you're with this caravan camp in this specific desert, looking for an oasis that will cure this, because you know in your alchemy studies that there is a specific compound and a specific oasis somewhere in this desert that will heal you. So you're looking for a cure to your curse. So you're the caravan camp, contemplating maybe that this is the one, this is the oasis, this is the water that will heal you. Let's see how it's about to get worse. Okay, so as you're putting your arm into the water to heal yourself, there's some sort of chemical reaction, and the water starts roiling and bubbling, and this giant... what kind of monster should I put in this water?
Little slime boy.
Little slime boy! Let's say that as you're putting your arm into this water to hopefully, relieve you of this curse, the water starts to bubble and churn, and the blackness in your arm starts to slide off.
Okay.
Like, oh my gosh, this is... Yeah.
I found the oasis.
You found the oasis. And as you watch it slide off your arm, the blackness starts to pool together.
All right, time to get out of this oasis.
And it starts to froth in the middle of the oasis lake.
I'm still walking away.
And a giant blackish tar-like creature is now forming in front of you.
Well, that's the team behind me's problem now.
So how this is going to work is, okay, so you're going to basically tell me how you're either going to defeat this monster or get away from it somehow, because you've woken some terrible tar demon, and there's an adventuring caravan that's behind you that you've been traveling with for weeks and weeks.
So in my cloak, I have a bunch of potions, being an alchemist. There is one that I've been really wanting to try, but I haven't had an opportunity to experiment with it yet. Mm-hmm. So I'm really itching to open up this flask. So I pull out this specific flask. It is a dark red with little black swirls inside. Uh-huh. I pop the cork, and I just throw the whole flask into the tar monster. And I pull out my notepad because I'm going to take some notes.
Okay. Well, then you go ahead and roll. You have to get better than a 0.
Okay.
And are you being...
I'll say it's forceful because it's not very clever. I don't really know what this is going to do.
Okay, yeah, it's not very smart, and it's not very careful. So you're just going to roll to see if it happens.
Okay, to get over a 0?
Yes.
I have...
That's 2 negatives, a positive, and...
which is a -1.
So you got a -1. So what happens is as you throw this flask into the oasis, the ooze starts to swell up and like get just like 3 times bigger than it was, and it looks like it's straining, and there's this horrible high-pitched squeaking sound coming out of it.
As it squeaks, I'm rifling through my coat for another flask.
And right as you're like going, oh shit, looking for it, it explodes and shoots out in like 100-foot, 200-foot radius, all this boiling, awful tar mess, and you have killed yourself. And the entire caravan.
It was for science.
For science.
Very educational.
All right. So yes, how did you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about that one.
Well, that was a 5-minute RPG.
Is this how RPGs go?
So, usually a little bit longer.
Okay, just a little bit. 10 minutes.
10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours. Improv is hard, coming up with things.
Yeah. I sometimes have to pause and collect my thoughts.
Yep. That was silly.
Yeah, I had fun.
Okay.
Even though I died.
You died pretty horribly. Your skeleton is going to be sandblasted.
That's okay, because I'm dead. I won't know.
You'll be turned to dust.
It'll be just like
part of the
before I was born. No, I had fun.
That's good. That's the main thing, right? Do I do good when I'm describing?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I was at that oasis. I was there.
No, you were.
Alan Smithy was.
Alan Smithy. Oh, man. So, thank you for playing with me.
Oh, no problem.
Indulging in this little experiment.
You know, it's an experiment for me, too. I'm not very versed in playing games yet.
Yeah, it's pretty funny how we have, like, basically a newbie GM and a newbie player sitting in the dark in a closet trying to roleplay.
Well, I hope I present a challenge.
You're fun. I think it's fun when you have a new person who, like, doesn't know what to expect.
Yeah, not at all.
You have a very low bar for quality, so thank you.
Yeah, when I played the skeletons, I thought it was a great game.
Oh my gosh, you keep talking about the skeletons. So yeah, thank you for playing with me.
Can I leave the closet now?
You can leave you can leave. Yes, you may leave the closet. So yeah, that's it for episode 0. Just wanted to do a quick intro and short sample of what's to come before jumping right into it. The next episode will air on July 13th. I ran a playtest of a game called Damn the Man, Save the Music, and I'm actually going to be releasing all of the episodes for that one at once. And then I'll go into an every other Thursday release for new episodes. Thanks so much again for listening, and I'll see you July 13th!